Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this BAC Bravo meeting. This meeting is being streamed online via the CAAP YouTube account. Please acknowledge once your name is called. Our presiding officer, Attorney Roberto Martin Bonaventura,
Present.
General Ernesto Milo, Engineer Gary MJD,
Present ma'am online.
Engineer Arnel Borlado, Miss Jocelyn Ching, present, and our end user from the ADMS, as well as from the BGMS. For our technical working group, our head, Attorney Irish Presion, Attorney John Bo Masiglat,
Present online.
Attorney Nestor Mendoza, Engineer Florian Atienza,
Present ADMS and user.
Engineer Norik Baez, Mr. Jose Marie,
Present online. Good afternoon.
Mr. Jose Marie Ilihio, Mr. Alfred
Present. Good afternoon.
Destura,
Present. Afternoon.
Miss Jamaica Gregorio, Dr. Benjamin Terencio, and Miss
Present.
Cheryl Walikan. For the back secretariat, our overall head, Dr. Rolly Bayaban, Engineer Sonny Villabert, our minutes taker for today's meeting, Miss Melina Reyes, and the other members of the back secretariat, as well as our observers from the COA, IAS, and ASFI. That's all for the roll call, sir.
Thank you. Let's proceed with the items in the agenda, please. Number 1 would be the opening of eligibility documents for the project procurement of services for the expansion of Vigan Airport. Meron tayong submission dito.
Yes, sir, we have 2 submissions for this project, sir.
Okay, let's proceed, please.
Sir, our first submission is from BAC Serving Entitling Services. May we know if we have a representative online for BAC Serving Services, Entitling Services? Mr. Chair, for the record, we do not have a representative online for the submission, sir. Requesting to proceed with the opening, sir.
Okay, please proceed.
Thank you, sir. Inside the main envelope is a folder for the submission of the eligibility document. The submission has tabbings. It is sequentially paginated. But it does not have the necessary initials on each and every page. Mr. Chair, considering that the submission of back serving entitling services, sir, is not sequentially paginated, sir, and does not have the necessary or the required initials in each and every page, sir. Under BDS Clause 16.4, sir, it says here that each and every page thereof shall be initialed, signed by the duly authorized representative of the bidder, and pagination should be sequentially based on the entire span of the whole documents inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instructions shall automatically be disqualified. With that, Mr. Chair, the TWG recommends for the disqualification of back serving and titling services, sir, for failure to comply with BDS Clause 16.4, sir, for lacking the required pagination as well as initials on each and every page for the consideration of the committee, sir.
All right, thank you. So there's recommendation for the disqualification of the bidder due to failure to comply with the pagination requirement. Do you have any comments from the members? If there's none, let's have a motion, please.
Through the chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to adopt the recommendation of BAC TWG for the disqualification of back surveying and titling services for non-compliance to bidding documentary requirements. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being motion duly seconded, the recommendation is hereby adopted and the motion is carried. The bidder is disqualified. Pinaayos, kindly go through the requirements for disqualification.
Sir, with the disqualification of back serving and titling services, sir, the back secretariat will be sending a notice of disqualification to this bidder, sir, and the bidder shall have 3 calendar days from receipt of the disqualification notice, sir, to file their motion for reconsideration. In the meantime, the back secretariat will be resealing their submitted bid documents. Requesting to proceed with the next bidder, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Our next submission is from Luis L. Noble, Noble Surveying Office. May we ask if we have representative online from Noble Surveying Office? Mr. Chair, for the record, we do not have a representative online or physically present here for Noble Surveying Office. Requesting for the OP to proceed, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. The submission of Noble Surveying Offices. Inside the main envelope is the folder. It has tabbings, sequentially paginated, and has initials on each and every page. Mr. Chair, may we ask for several minutes, sir? We are just waiting for somebody from the secretariat, sir, to read the checklist, sir.
Okay.
Checklist, please.
Original of duly signed and accomplished eligibility document submission form.
Eligibility document submission form issued by Luis L. Noble of Noble Surveying Office, signed, submitted.
Valid PhilJEP certificate of registration and membership.
PhilJEP Certificate of Registration and Platinum Membership issued to L. Noble Surveying Office, issued last December 22, 2021, valid until December 22, 2022, submitted.
Registration certificate from the SEC or DTI for sole proprietorship or CDA for cooperatives.
DTI certificate issued to Luis Leal Noble of Noble Surveying Office, issued last May 11, 2020, valid until May 11, 2025, submitted.
Mayor's permit.
Business permit issued to Luis Leal Noble of Noble Surveying Office, issued by the City of Santiago. Issuance date, January 5, 2021. Expiration date, valid until December 31, 2022, submitted.
Tax clearance finally reviewed and approved by the BIR.
Tax clearance certificate issued to Noble Luis Leal of Noble Surveying Office, issued last December 14, 2021, valid until December 14, 2022, submitted.
Statement of prospective bidders of all its ongoing government projects and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any.
Statement of ongoing projects issued by Luis L. Noble, signed, submitted.
Statement of the consultant specifying its nationality and confirming that it will actually perform services by registered professionals authorized by appropriate regulatory bodies. Statement of the consultant specifying its nationality and confirming that those that will actually perform the services are registered professionals.
Statement of citizenship and professional registration, submitted.
Prospective bidders' audited financial statements, duly received by the BIR and not earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission.
Audited financial statements received by the BIR last and stamped received by the BIR April 2, 2021, submitted.
If applicable, the joint venture agreement.
Not applicable. Mr. Chair, considering that all the eligibility documents, eligibility requirements is submitted by Noble Services. The submission of the said bidder is initially rated as passed. Considering that we have one bidder, sir, who qualified for the shortlisting, we recommend that the bid submitted by Noble Surveying Office, sir, initially rated as passed, and we recommend for the bid to undergo bid evaluation to determine if it is entitled to be shortlisted for the project, for the consideration of the committee.
All right, thank you. So there's a recommendation for the conduct of bid evaluation for the sole bidder, for sole bid that has passed the pass or fail criteria of the opening of bids. Do we have a motion for this, please, for bid evaluation?
Through the chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to adopt the recommendation of BAC TWG for the evaluation of the bid documents submitted by Luis L. Noble or Noble Surveying Office as being a single bidder shortlisted for the project survey services for the expansion of Vigan Airport. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Do we have a second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation is hereby adopted and the motion is carried. Bid, let the bids that have passed the opening of bids be subjected to bid evaluation. All right, let's proceed, please. So for the next item in the agenda, we have the opening of eligibility documents as well for procurement of services for the expansion of Virac Airport. Do we have submitted bids for this?
Yes, sir, we have two submitted bids for this, sir.
Let's proceed with the opening, please.
Sir, for the record, we have the same bidder, sir, and we do not have representatives both physically online and both physically present and online, sir, for these two submissions, sir.
Okay.
Requesting to proceed with the opening, sir.
Go ahead, please.
The first submission is from BAC Surveying and Titling Services. Request to proceed, sir. The submission of BAC Surveying and Titling Services has tabbings. Sequentially paginated, but it does not have the required initials and pagination in each and every page. Mr. Chair, considering that the submission of back serving and titling services, sir, has no initials in each and every page, and it also does not have the necessary, it is not also sequentially paginated. It does not comply with BDS clause 16.4, sir, which provides that each and every page shall be initialed, signed by the duly authorized representative, and pagination should be sequential based on the entire span of the whole document inside the envelope. Bids not complying with the above instruction shall automatically be disqualified. With that, Mr. Chair, the TWG recommends for the disqualification of back serving and titling services, sir, for the consideration of the committee.
Thank you, Attorney Irish. So we have a recommendation for the disqualification of the bidder for failing to comply with the requirements, with the pagination requirements. Do we have any comments from the members? If there's none, let's have a motion, please.
Through the chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to adopt the recommendation of the TWG for the disqualification of back surveying and titling services for non-compliance of BDS clause 16.4. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Do we have any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation is adopted and the motion is carried. The bidder is qualified. Attorney Irish, kindly go through the requirements, please.
Since this meeting is being streamed online, we will still have to send the notice of disqualification to back serving and titling services, and they have 3 calendar days from the receipt of the notice of disqualification, sir, to file their motion for reconsideration. Request to proceed, sir, with the next bidder.
Go ahead, please.
Our next bidder is from our next submitted bid proposal is from Luis L. Noble of Noble Surveying Office. Permission to proceed, sir.
Go ahead.
Inside the main envelope is a folder with the eligibility documents of Noble Surveying Office. The submission has tabbings, initials in each and every page, and sequentially paginated. Permission to proceed, sir. Checklist, please.
Original of duly signed and accomplished eligibility document submission form.
Eligibility document submission form, signed by Luis L. Noble, submitted.
Valid PhilJEPS registration certificate.
PhilJEP certificate of registration and platinum membership, issued to L. Noble Surveying Office, issued last December 22, 2021, valid until December 22, 2022, submitted.
SEC certificate or DTI for sole proprietorship or CDA for cooperatives.
DTI certificate issued to Noble Surveying Office with registration date May 11, 2020, expiration date May 11, 2025, submitted.
Mayor's or business permit.
Business permit issued by the City of Santiago to Luis Leal Noble of El Noble Surveying Office, valid until December 31, 2022, submitted.
Tax clearance.
Tax clearance issued to Noble Luis Leal of El Noble Surveying Office, issued by BIR of Santiago City, Cagayan, last December 14, 2021, valid until December 14, 2022, submitted.
Statement of the prospective bidders all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar to the nature and complexity of the contract to be bid.
Statement of ongoing projects issued by Luis L. Noble, signed, submitted, and also a statement of similar completed projects, signed, submitted.
Statement of the consultant's nationality or citizenship and confirming that those who will actually perform the service are registered professionals authorized by the appropriate regulatory body to practice these professions.
Statement on citizenship and professional registration issued by Luis L. Noble, contractor of El Noble Surveying Office, signed, submitted.
prospective bidders' audited financial statements.
Audited financial statement of Noble Surveying Office, stamp received by the BIR last April 2, 2021, submitted.
And joint venture agreement if applicable.
Not applicable. Considering that all the eligibility requirements for the submission of Noble Surveying Office is complete, the submission of Noble Surveying Office is initially rated as passed. Mr. Chair, considering that there is only one responsive bid for this, the TWG recommends that the bid submission of El Noble Surveying Office undergo bid evaluation, sir, to determine if the bidder is entitled to be shortlisted for the project for the consideration of the committee.
All right, thank you. So there's recommendation for the conduct of bid evaluation. Do we have any motion from our members?
Mr. Chair.
Motion, Mr. Chair.
So go ahead po. Sir Jadi.
Yes, sir. I move to adopt the recommendation of the TWG to subject Nobly surveying office to undergo the bid evaluation process. Thank you.
Any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation is adopted and the motion is hereby carried. Let there be a conduct of bid evaluation for the bids that have passed the opening of bids for today's BAC meeting. All right. TWG, kindly just schedule the reporting for the bid evaluation results for these two projects.
Will comply, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Moving forward, we do have another item, which is the mode of procurement for the purchase of LED light tube bulb for CAAP Central Office Building. Who will be presenting this?
Ms. Mel, who will present for BGMS?
Sir, si Marco. Ma'am, si Marco.
Good afternoon, everyone. Si Marco from BGMS.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, ma'am, magpe-present po ako para po sa aming project, yung purchase of LED light, tube and bulb for CAAP Central Office Building.
Please proceed, sir.
Okay, thank you, madam.
Mamaya wala outlet. Sabagay, hindi mapupuno agad yun. Dahil sisip-sipin pa ng...
Yung kabila nga, wala outlet yan.
Ayun, mabigat. Puno yun.
Hindi nila.
Hello? I'm so sorry. Nakamute po pala ako. Ulitin ko po ulit, sir. Pasensya na po, madam. Presenting po nung slide po namin para po sa project namin. Purchase of LED light, tube, bulb for CAAP Central Office Building. The second slide showing the source of funds from CAAP APP calendar year 2022 from other supplies. The approved amount of APP is 200,000. The ABC amount of this project is 125,000. On the next slide, showing the breakdown of the project. First item is the LED tube T8, 16 wattage, 1,200 mm with 20 by 28 mm diameter, 15 hours lifetime, 1,600 lumens, full white. Quantity of this is 100. The unit cost is 300. Total cost is 30,000 pesos. The second item is LED tube T8, 8 wattage, 600 mm by 28 mm diameter with 15 hours lifetime, 800 lumens, full white, 200 quantity, 250 pesos per unit, and the total is 50,000. The other is LED bulb, full day light, 9 wattage, 8,000 hours lifetime, 720 lumens. The quantity is 150. The unit cost of the item is 200 pesos. The total cost is 30,000 pesos. And the last one is LED bulb, cool light, daylight, 5 watts, 8,000 hours lifetime, 350 lumens. The quantity is 100. The unit cost 150 and the total is 15,000. And the grand total of this project is 125,000. The recommend of both the procurement of the end user is small value procurement. That's it po, sir and madam.
Okay, thank you, end user. So the recommendation is for SUV. TWG, do you have a comment on this?
Sir, we adopt the recommendation of the end user, sir, for the mode of procurement for the purchase of LED light tube bulb for CAAP Central Office Building, sir, to be a small value procurement, sir.
Okay. Do you have any comments from our members? If there's none, maybe we can have a motion, please.
To the chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I move to adopt the recommendations of the end user and the TWG for the purchase of LED light tube bulb for CAAP Central Office Building for the mode of procurement under small value procurement being 125,000 pesos only. Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Do we have any second?
Second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. There being a motion duly seconded, the motion is hereby carried. This is for SVP. Okay, mode of procurement. Thank you. Moving forward, do you have anything for under other matters?
Attorney Bo, are you ready to present the bid evaluation report, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Chair, the TWG has a bid evaluation report, sir. This will be presented by Attorney Bo. For what project is this, Attorney
ahead.
Bo?
This is for the procurement of the consultancy services for the conduct of the detailed engineering designs of the expansion of the passenger terminal building at Davao International Airport.
Go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, as shown on screen is the name of the project. The location is at Davao International Airport with an approved budget contract of 11,843,600 pesos. Bid number 19-056-11 Bravo. Negotiated procurement for 2 failed biddings. Date and place of opening of the bids was conducted last March 4, 2022 in the CAAP conference room. For the background of the project, this is a continuation of the multiple failed biddings for the same project mentioned above. Last failed bidding was dated March 21, 2021. The bidding failed due to unresponsive biddings, and thus, after seeking instructions from the head of the procuring entity, it was instructed that a negotiated bidding be initiated again. And in compliance with Section 5D1B in Roman numeral 2 of Annex H of RA 9184, 3 prospective bidders were invited, including those who participated in the public bidding. Those who participated in the public bidding were Palafox and Associates and P Square. Shown on screen are the 3 prospective bidders who were invited to this bidding. The notice and the invitation was also posted in the PhilJEP's website. However, only UICI, Urban Integrated Consultants Incorporated, responded to the invitation. During the opening of the bids, UICI was initially rated as pass, and thereafter a bid evaluation was conducted. The findings are below. Now, for the bid evaluation process, the TWG evaluated their technical proposal under the following criteria as enumerated on screen. Letter A, the applicable experience of the firm, 20%, qualification and experience of key personnel to be assigned to the projects, 45%, plan of approach and methodology, 35%. Now, shown on screen, the total score or rating of UICI is 81.63%, and thereafter, the financial proposal and the calculated bid of UICI was calculated to be 11,841,600 pesos. With all these, Mr. Chair, the bid of UICI is compliant with all the requirements under the terms of reference and rated as passed, with their financial proposal being below ABC. Details of the bid evaluation are as follows. The bid was evaluated using the quality-based evaluation procedure under Section 33.2.1.1 of RA 9184. As mentioned, there were three major criteria indicated above and detailed here. For the applicable experience of the firm, the bid was evaluated by assessing each of the completed contracts of UICI and giving its corresponding grade depending on the contract amount, which shows that a higher contract amount would receive a higher point. Not all contracts were considered, as only those which are similar to the project or relatively similar, i.e. government vertical structure projects, was given more credence. Next, for the criterion of qualification and experience of key personnel to be assigned to the project, this comprises bulk of the rating, as it is of utmost importance that personnel to be assigned to the project are highly qualified to ensure that the requirements are delivered with quality and efficiency. Upon evaluation, UICI was able to submit the list of registered and qualified professionals that are in accordance with the minimum required technical personnel to undertake the above-mentioned project, and included copies of their licenses and curriculum vitae. 10 key personnel were required for this project, all of which UICI complied with. Each personnel was given a corresponding weighted average according to the nature of their work and its significance to the project. For example, the manager was given a weighted average of 11, which is the largest out of the 10 key personnel, considering that he will be the one to lead the implementation of the project. Moreover, each key personnel was also individually rated according to their education, training, overall work experience, and work experience related to each project. They were evaluated through their submitted curriculum vitae. As for the plan of approach and methodology, their plan of approach and methodology was evaluated and analyzed by the TWG, and all of the requirements were complied with based on the terms of reference. The rating sheets detailing the rating of the methodology are attached herein for reference, as well as the rating sheet for the other criterion. And for the financial proposal, it was calculated, and the total calculated bid of UICI is 11,841,600 pesos, below the ABC. Therefore, the BAC Bravo TWG recommends that the bid proposal of Urban Integrated Consultants, Inc. for the project entitled Procurement of Consultancy Services for the Conduct of Detailed Engineering Design of the Expansion of the Passenger Terminal Building at Davao International Airport undergo post-qualification for being evaluated with a technical score of 81.63 and the bid amount of 11,841,600 pesos. That would be all for the presentation, Mr. Chair.
All right, thank you, Attorney Bo. So we have here the recommendation for the Conduct, ano ba? Ano saan ba tayo? Conduct of post-qualification evaluation for the bid of Urban Integrated Consultant Incorporated for this project. Do you have any questions from the members? If there's none, maybe we can have a motion, please.
To the chair,
Yes, sir.
I move to adopt the recommendation of the TWG to subject under Urban Integrated Consultant Incorporated to undergo post-qualification for being evaluated with a technical score of 81.63 and bid amount of 11,841,600 pesos only. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Do you have any second?
I second, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, ma'am. There being a motion duly seconded, the recommendation is hereby adopted and the motion is hereby carried for the conduct of the post-qualification evaluation for the bid proposal of Urban. Tinanggal. For the subject bid proposal. Kindly just schedule the presentation of the bid of the post qualification results as soon as it's available, please, and be mindful of the timeline for this project. Thank you.
We comply, Mr. Chair.
All right. Do you have anything else under other matters?
No other matters for the Secretariat and the TWG, sir.
All right. There being no more items in the agenda, let's already adjourn the meeting. Maraming salamat po for attending, everyone, especially our members. Meeting is hereby adjourned. Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon po. Thank
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
sir.
Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, everyone.